Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, 22nd of January, 2024. If you have issues with sound, that would be great if you told me so I can maybe change the microphone or something. We have microphone issues today. I don't have a stand, so I might make a lot of bad sounds, but I'll try my best to not make it unpleasant. What we're gonna go through today, I want to buy the euro. I want to look at some charts and see if I can get an entry. It seems to me that what was there yesterday is still there. So GPY is the strongest this morning. Okay, fine, fair enough. Is all right. Can't complain. But I expect dollar to be quite weak today. It doesn't seem like that has really come a flourish at the moment, but it is what it is. Um, when it comes to things like 2 seconds. Okay, cool. Sounds okay. Cool, great. So, um, where do you start your day? I always start my day with ING. And ING is telling me that central bank meetings and US GDP is in focus this week. We had higher than expected CPI. We have FOMC meeting in a couple of in 2 weeks. So for me, I am expecting dollar weakness, even though that sounds a bit weird. But it is the third week of January, and it is relatively new high. This might end up in some kind of range, but to me, this is what I wanted to see. So I am gonna put in order here. I will do it on my broker in a split moment, but just to explain myself. So first of all, seasonality. Seasonality in this situation is that we have ups and downs on the dollar index before the meeting. Secondly, we've had quite a strong January so far, and around this week, it generally tends to have a pullback. Secondly, I see that as a new higher high. I saw on Friday yesterday we had a new lower low. So to me, this is a rollover. I I might be wrong. I might be right. I don't know. I don't really care. Because this is in my spirit. And when things are kind of going, against you or with you, it doesn't really matter because what you are doing is you have done this so many times that there is no fear, there is no jokes. It's just, you just do it. Um, so to me, that's a rollover. And you might ask somebody else, they will say something else. Cool. That is definitely their opinion. And that's all right. That's all right. S&P 500, I really wanted to catch this one. Um, but it just went on Friday. And it's kind of typical for this scenario this year uh, of having a presidential election. This happens every fourth year, where we have just been in a continuous uptrend ever since like in October, which is very typical. The only thing that I really wanted to have done is to have an entry here or an entry here. Well, those looks like great entries or great areas. Those are at a pullback, but truth be told, I never had them. So it's only spilled milk at this point. But it is what it is. Um, yeah, probably it was. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Right now, I'm like, I just need to wait for a pullback. I can't. in as much as I feel FOMO, in as much as I, feel whatever those emotions are, I really need to dial back and say, hey, what is your job here? So that's my job. My job is to be neutral, be aggressive when I need to be, and right now it's not a time to be aggressive. So so what does ING tell us this morning? ING tells us that we have US GDP this week. We are going to have we have had a quiet start. Um, and there's going to be some interesting meetings this week. We have Eurozone and we have Japan. Uh, that puts a bit things into a bit different perspective, uh, because if they start talking about rate cuts, which I saw yesterday has been priced in to be 100 basis points for this year. That's not necessarily a very euro dollar bullish. You know what I mean? Strong economy, higher interest rates definitely buy dollar indices than the opportunity. Yeah, that's just been my mantra, Dexter. It's just unfortunately, uh, but not being at the chart for it. But cool. So for the Australian dollar, US dollar, I I like this pullback situation. We are currently in a 50-50 situation, by the way. What does that mean? That means that we can go equally chances for going higher and equally chances of going lower. We have had a pullback, and for New Zealand, we have not had a pullback. So for New Zealand dollar, I can't do anything at the moment. And it goes for the same thing for gold. Generally speaking, going higher. We are at 2022. We have been higher. We have come down to my level I pointed out some time ago. It was before we were in there. That should be, I haven't streamed in a while, so it should be when price was probably here or here, like not even close to that because I was not there. I was not here in the markets on 17th of January. Okay, so what's the deal? So what I just went through was a dollar bearish situation where New Zealand is in particularly weak and does not show the setup I want to go. For the British pound, US dollar seems to be an even better situation here. I don't know if I want to buy it because but we have higher than expected CPI out of Britain. We have some kind of reversal here, but we are in a range and we're in the middle of the range, and I really dislike that kind of situation. This is the time to be buying, right? This is the time to where you should be looking at, at a discounted price compared to up here. But my feelings don't feel it. Hey, MK, long time. So same for gold can go up. Yes, it can, and that's my outlook, and that's my that's my position there. Yeah, I have a pound dollar and gold trades. Cadian still expecting it to hit last year's high around 110 number. You were just lacking a decimal there, but fair enough. Cool. So for me, I for me, I fancy this buy now. Just trying to get like I don't know, some kind of standard operating procedure here. Should we say then in this one instead then? Because I need to know. I need to know. Are we in the buy zone? Yes, we're in the buy zone. It's not the perfect price. How long is it low as low? 68 pips. Yeah, it's all right. All right. I'll take it. That's good enough for me. Current price 65.80. What I'm currently doing is not a professional advice. I'm only doing what I am trying to do. And target is 67.40. Stop loss is 65.22 or 13 actually. So that would be 76. It's a 1 to 2 risk ratio. Okay, fair enough. My only problem with this is what would no, there's no going to be any speeches, isn't it? In it, no, it's going to be no speeches this week, so we're all right. Okay, because Fed can't say anything now. They have a 2-week be quiet period, and that's right now. So for me, dollar, euro, Aussie, euro, pound, no. New Zealand, flat's a pancake. If it goes above 41, 61.40, I'll discuss it with you. It's nothing to be very enticed about. Okay, dollar CAD. I came up to central pivot here. I don't like dollar CAD, so I'll leave it. But hey, target is 133.20 if you're bothered. That's at least what I would look at. Other than that, Canadian is a bit of a weird one. So, where are you, Dexter? You said to hit 110. Isn't that number you're talking about? Isn't that the number you were talking about? Or am I? Or is it 100? Or is it 111 you're talking about? Yeah. 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 Okay. Fair enough. I want to go down to 109.50 before buying. We're gonna see continuing in yen bearishness. There is gonna be a meeting tomorrow, I think it is, but it doesn't change much for me. It's straightforward. Lower than expected CPI. They cannot continue in the direction they were going in. They are not able to a rate hike, which would then lead to yen strength. They're going to be the same. Yeah, it's going to be. Well, they're saying nah because not available because it's like they can publish it like 30 minutes before they get it published on time. They are a bit of a weird one, but 3 a.m. my time, I think it's going to be. Yeah, no, it's not 4. It's 4 a.m. my time actually. So say it's automatically. It'll be 4 a.m. my time. Yeah, it's the middle of the night. Expected to be negative 0.1. They're always the same questions: yield curve control or a lack of it. Future rate hikes expectations, future inflation expectations, future growth expectations are what we are going to look into discussing. Yeah, that makes more sense, Dexter. That it's 111 you're talking about. Because but yeah, so target for this week is 111.50. So kind of have to pass 111 to get down to 11.50. So to me, that's where that comes in. Then there is PMIs. Then there is the Bank of Canada this week. Then there is a Norwegian bank this week. I don't know, I guess bank, and then GDP, and then where is Euro, and then ECB as well. So it's going to be it's a quite a hefty monetary policy week this week. Needs to be having our tongue in the mouth. I think what is important is to stay clear. Buying euro on Thursday is probably not the one that I would think of doing. Because they are coming down. I saw there was a cheat chart somewhere from ING. Trying to convince the markets that pricing rate cuts is wrong. Requires offering guidance, something that the European Central Bank may have little interest of doing at this stage. We are indeed in the phase of data dependency. Expect Lagarde to reiterate that. We don't expect this meeting to be turning a point in the eurozone or for the euro rates. The base case is euro dollar at 109.30, which is a bit higher than current price. So if we are in the base case this week, we end up probably around here. So if they mention anything about recent CPI bounce signals heightening in the upside risk, the balance of risk for growth is moving to the upside. Data dependency fiercely pushing back against rate cuts. If they're saying anything about not having rate cuts this year, done, dusted. Garrick, can you not explain yourself? Can you give more context to what you're saying? Heavy options on an asset isn't a heavyweight for me. It's not really. It's not really like, it's not well, it moves the price, but I've never seen it like move it at all. So I'm not worried, to be honest. Yeah, PC on a Friday. Yeah, that can be fun. That's just a spice on Friday, to be honest. This was just spice of it. Cool. We are 12 people. I hope I have given you some value today. So the value is dull weakness because of seasonality, because of that. Because of seasonality, because of there is FOMC next week. Lastly, I what was I supposed to do? I was supposed to go through New Zealand CAD. All right, and that would be great. That one starts tomorrow. So New Zealand CAD bearishness going from now until 1st of February. So 80% winning chance, averagely 69% return, 0.69, which is around 70 pips. Generally speaking, a very red time of the year. I said we should sell the Central on the weekly. or not said that, but have a deeper pullback. But hey, it is. It didn't get there whatsoever over the night. So I don't know if selling central pivot tomorrow on daily is going to be a better deal. But we have quite a bearish trend already, but I think it's going to be a bit more. To be honest, I might buy Euro on push lower, heavily implied. Well, let's see, but options are struggling the downside right now. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. I can understand that. It's just that for me in options and expiry of options, where Euro is so liquid, it doesn't really bother me too much. I would be very bothered if it was a different asset. And the Euro being pinned to the downside is, what do you call it? It's nothing new. I will also argue. I can argue on that. My move this week is tactical, but I'm overall bearish on the Euro, and that can still be sticky or stuck into Euro, where Euro is like, well, we think we're gonna go lower over time anyways, so that might shine through. But if it was yen, if it was an exotic, if it was ZAR, if it was Mexican, if it was NOK, heavy options expiry are not something to joke around with because they are very illiquid. So to me, that's just that. Gold is currently coming a bit down for those who loves gold. Nothing in particular here. I just want to mention that it is a discounted price at the moment. That's tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. So it's 23rd New York. Is it New York noon? Or is it New York open? My head doesn't spin right now. That's why I had the coffee. I want to give you accurate information, but right now my brain's not braining it. Anyways, gold is a bit on low. That doesn't mean that I would like you to buy right now, but if it turns around later today, then you have at least been given the opportunity to see it. Oil has gone into a range. We are currently at $73 a barrel. Any move in the oil, as Nick has been talking about lately, is of course inflicting on the CPI. It isn't very trending at the moment. So yeah. So to me, it is. If to me, this is an indicator of inflation, of risk sentiment, of something like that. And if it doesn't trend, it's like it's a no-go zone. And not gas. Look at nice. Okay. Seems like we have enough gas in Europe then, because I remember it to be 3 or 4, so maybe around here then. Okay, maybe I haven't looked at it lately. Dollar yen uptrend, New Zealand yen uptrend, pound yen uptrend, euro yen uptrend, CAD yen uptrend, Aussie yen, yeah, an attempt of uptrend. And what I think is going to happen today on the yen might be some up, maybe some up to get a better price to buy it again, to sell it again. I think this is going to continue going forward unless the Bank of Japan gives us a miracle. And if you're going to be a part of the fun on the yen pairs, you need to be able to. Where was I? If you'll be able to be able to be a part of fun on yen, you have to be in it before the news, which is a high risk event. Um, yeah. So the thing is, okay, I think it has a bit of a two-edged sword. Around here, around here. Jesus, help me, please. Around here, it was -15. It was a snowstorm. I can't even spell snow anymore. Snow. There was -15. It was cold. Now this week it is currently, where is it? It says 7 degrees and cloudy. Okay, so it's 7 degrees. It is raining. So for gas, which is for cooking and heating, the heating demand goes down. The demand for heat goes down. We have excessive rain, um, which can at least do hydropower. But and how I see it is the lack of demand for gas. I don't know about supply because I bet that's pretty stagnant. So this has to be like, I don't know, because of snowstorm, and then now it's raining and hotter, and we really need less of it. It's a demand thing more than anything else. So the thing is, Garrick, when it comes to yen, as a yen has a fantastic ability to just go in the direction, and that can be for months. Short term wise, yes, we can go down 300 pips, but what I also talk about is longer term, which is a month or 2 or 3. And when it comes to your technicals and your entries, I would like to have a small pullback and then continue higher. But if I'm wrong about that, I am reminding everyone that it's not over just because you hit stop loss. Yeah. Because right now, my reasoning, my reasons for my kind of my reasons for my approach is that the yen right now of the G10 countries is the one that is most bearish. So not only because it's a factor of the monetary policy, but where are we safest? Who has the lowest inflation rate? Who has the lowest interest rate? And in the relatives game, where you have America peaking soon, Australia peaking, New Zealand peaking, they are very high. A matter of fact, they are still a very good carry trade. The yen is going to be the losing part in it. So in as much as so there's two ways for me, for my commentary. One is for give up just because it has a pullback, as you saw in S&P 500 and Nasdaq. Just because we have an interest meeting tomorrow doesn't mean that you're going to throw all your trades off the boat. And the fourthly, this is more, the slow burning driving factor of yens that I see over time, and trying to avoid people make them sell it more than anything else. Looking like for push higher, and hopefully then we can make a move back down, and the risk is that the rate cut expectations keep diminishing. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. We'll put an entry on Aussie. I'll put an entry on a euro. And I wanted to buy S&P, but it's ugly at the moment. Pound, I won't. New Zealand, I won't until we are breaching 6140. I am not in any yen pairs at the moment. I'm trying to, so nevertheless, I will be live later today on Twitteronics YouTube channel. I'll at least I will try and attempt. Hope you guys will have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon.